Growing up, I had dreams and aspirations, but always felt like the kid that didn't fit in. For the most part, I wasn't a bad kid, but when I made the transition into adulthood, I turned to the streets for guidance. This led to getting locked up in juvenile hall, doing time in CYA, and eventually a 120-month sentence in federal prison. I had a lot of time to think and reflect during my federal sentence, so I share with you what I learned, hoping I can positively influence someone else's life with Prison Talk.
Getting down fresh out. You know, we do it over here. We got breaking news for you. Attempted assassination on Donald Trump. Yeah, they took down the shooter. They had actually a witness that said they saw the shooter getting in the
bear crawling up the roof of the building beside us, 50 feet away from us. So we're standing there, and, we're pointing at the guy crawling up the roof.
And he had a gun, right?
He had a rifle. We could clearly see him with a rifle, absolutely. We're pointing at him. The police are down there running around on the ground. We're like, hey man, there's a guy on the roof with a rifle. And the police were like, huh, what? Like they didn't know what was going on. We're like, hey, right here on the roof, we can see him from right here. We see him. He's crawling. And next thing you know, I'm thinking to myself, why is Trump still speaking? Why have they not pulled him off the stage? I'm standing there pointing at him for, 2 or 3 minutes. Secret Service is looking at us from the top of the barn. I'm pointing at that roof, just standing there like this. And next thing you know, 5 shots ring out.
So you're certain that the shots came from that guy on the roof?
100%. 100%.
And he was up there for a couple of minutes.
He was up there.
You saw him up there for a couple of minutes.
Absolutely. At least 3 to 4 minutes.
And you were telling the police and the Secret Service?
We were telling the police. We were pointing at them for the Secret Service, who were looking at us from the top of the barn. They were looking at us the whole time when we were standing by that tree.
Could they see
binoculars?
Could they see him?
Probably not, because the roof, the way the slope went, he was behind where they could see. But why is there not Secret Service on all of these roofs here? This is not a big place.
Did you see, obviously everyone, when the shooting started, everyone was very panicked. Did you see what happened to him at all?
Oh yeah, they blew his head off.
Okay, sorry.
Secret Service blew his head off.
Okay, just be careful because we don't quite know who's watching, but you're pretty sure they shot the guy?
Absolutely, 100%.
Okay.
Yep.
You saw that happen?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And did you see them go up to him afterwards, or?
They crawled up on the roof. They had their guns pointed at him, make sure he was dead. He was dead, and that was it. It was over.
It's incredibly shocking.
The guy was on the roof right there. You can see the white roof right there.
Did you get a look at him? Could you?
No, other than he was in muted colors, tan type clothing.
They saw this guy. See, technology now is not like back when they took out Kennedy or they attempted to kill Reagan. They got now so many different camera angles, people filming stuff, and people just more alert. People are cognizant of their surroundings, so they see shit, and when it don't add up, they can point it out. Now, what do you guys think? I've seen some comments, man, and some people are actually saying that they staged it. They staged it to get him elected. Now, imagine that. They staged somebody to get shot in the ear so that they could get the sympathy of the people because they needed to vote. Man, what are you smoking? What are you smoking, man? I'm not trying to pump out no crazy conspiracy theories because everything I've talked about over here on Fresh Out, we've been right. We talked about that they were going to try to throw this man under the bus. We talked about this being a setup. We talked about the lockdowns. We talked about the divide. We talked about the BLM bullshit. And we talked about these elections previously, along with some other things that have happened over the past 4 years that have all came to fruition. If you're any bit cognizant, you would be aware that they're trying to basically destroy America. And, what never ceases to amaze me is how ignorant people are to really what this country's founding principles are, and why, for whatever reason, they don't want to get back to that. Like a lot of people, and I'm not saying getting back to, the bullshit. I'm talking about just an economic powerhouse. A lot of people, sadly, actually want to see America fall. They want to see it fall, but they're over here, and these are entertainers. A lot of them hip hop artists, public figures. But dude, you're getting the bag. So if it falls, and your ass ain't shucking and jiving, what you gonna do? What value are you? Because you're getting the bag off this shit. But you want to see it. You want to see it crumble. What, you gonna leave and go to another country and try to get that same bag? It's not gonna happen. Not with the rap and bullshit you talking about. Not with the bad acting you putting out, and not with you're non-able to hold a conversation ass. But you want to see it crumble. I don't want to see it crumble, and I hate to see the divide. And I look at it like there's a lot of things going on that need to be cleaned up. We know that there's an infiltration of our government right now, and there are people from within who are trying to destroy it. There are people who make money off of war, who make money off of exploitation, people who make money off of divide, off of conflict, off of fear. There's people who are capitalizing on every aspect, and they want to see this country implode. They would love to see California, Washington, Oregon cede, so they can, have it become a foreign nation and somehow incorporate that into a world economy, independent of the U.S., the United States. When you start looking at history and different compacts among the states, different agreements, politics, and coups in different countries and how they came about, you will realize that it all goes back to controlling the economic factors and breaking down any connection of country among the people. So people who were born here, who have become successful through whatever means, who still talk shit, if you can get them feeling like they're not a part of America, then you flood it with people who don't believe in America, and then you create hatred among those who are looking to somehow become leaders, and then you prop up certain individuals, and you just put on this show. People become hopeless, and without hope, people become destitute. They become desperate, and fear sets in, and then you prop up somebody who's like a savior, and everybody just, because of there's no hope, they'll just jump on that ship. It's just like everything that we've been told for the last 4 years has all been bullshit. It's all been bullshit. Why is there right now so much divide in our country? When did a particular group get so powerful that you can't say nothing, but everything they do is right? We can't even have conversations no more. So what, we're not just supposed to talk about stuff because you get your feelings hurt? And the answer is, okay, if we can't talk, then I got to just take you out. We can't have a sensible conversation. You're that triggered? It just blows me away. I'm seeing comments of people, and it's like, if the shoe was on the other foot, they would be, oh my God, they wouldn't know how to act. They wouldn't know how to act. Because they didn't know how to act in a situation a couple years ago when they burned down cities. And then you had fake groups acting like they're part of the protest, and they were actual agent provocateurs. I don't know who it was who did the shooting, because, a dead man can't talk, no ID. We're never going to know who it is because they're never going to show the guy's face, most likely. We don't know what's being set up for the next move, but one thing I can say is that this country's got to get it together. People, talk shit. Oh man, if you've studied anything also about the leaders who have ran this country have all been of particular bloodlines. And we've known every now and then there's been a ripple in that bloodline sequence. When you don't play ball, you got to go. Kennedy, he was going to question some things. They got rid of him. Right now, why are they so hell bent on knocking down Trump? I've never seen nobody have 30-something cases, and when the other guy have none. We're living through some really interesting times. And, you got to make your own choices with how you feel about politics. And this isn't a political channel, but I just wanted to share that, it is breaking news. And it happened today. And, people say, oh, you got to wake up. A lot of people think, oh, it's going to be people on the street. Look, half these people ain't going to do shit. A lot of people just think, I just live my life, which you can live your life, do what you want to do. It only takes a handful of people to make a difference in anything. It's not the majority that stood up during the Revolutionary War, or people who decided to break away from England, or people in these countries that decided to say we need different leadership. It only takes a handful, a small percentage, because most people, they're sheep. They do what they're told. And some people do what they've been trained to do, so they don't question. A lot of these hip-hop artists, rappers, I see them, entertainers, athletes, they just do what they're told because they're getting a bag. You do what you're told, the bag is good. Hey, man, we need you to say this, you need you to say that. Call this person a racist. That's the first thing they do. Oh, you're a racist. Oh, as soon as you question something, you're a racist. That's the go-to word these days. You can't read, you're racist. You're late for work, you're racist. You can't do math, that's racist. White supremacy. Oh, yeah, blame it on white supremacy. This man, he's racist. It trips me out, man. People, they can't think outside with their own logic. And then when you start showing people how, if somebody, see, if you don't, there's certain things, if you don't go along with certain things, the whole thing to destroy your character, annihilate who you are as a person, because that way people will just look at you as shit, and you'll have no standing or any backing in what you say. But you got to do your homework, and if you decide to actually do some research and realize that we're being played, hey, maybe you can see the bigger picture. If you're looking at this global scale right now, there's a lot of things resting on America because of the trade, because of the Fed Reserve, the banks. A lot of things are resting on our election. And people say, oh, it's already determined. They just do what they want to do. Well, what do you do then? You just lay down, roll over, take it in the butt? That's what you do? Or do you try to somehow stir the pot up a little bit, create dialogue, get people talking, get out of the victimhood mentality, figure out some things and see if we can't, come to a reasonable solution to what we're dealing with our society, the people, and the economy. Because right now, a lot of people are getting screwed all the way around the board. All the way around the board, man. And it's just, I find it disgusting either way when you talk about what's supposed to be a republic and people are actually like happy, you know what I mean? But if it was the other shoe was on the shoe was on the other foot, they would be, oh man, see these people, man, they're extremists, they're this and that. You know what I mean? That's what they'd be saying, but it's not. So the way it is now, they're like, oh, it's cool. They just, it's a setup. Come on, man. Are you really that biased? Are you really that ignorant that it can only be one way? It can't be to where there's just these people just want to divide all of us? Hey, man, I thought I'd share. Leave a comment, share the channel. Those out there who believe in America, I'm right there with you. I believe in America. I'm not with the bullshit. I'm not with no commie shit. I'm not with no socialist shit. I'm not here to feed all these people over here trying to get free shit that ain't put in the work, that don't want to assimilate. Get the hell out. And let's get back to some real American. With Fresh Out Ministries,
we're doing a new program where we're doing a takeover of a mom pop cafe or restaurant, and we're doing a pay it forward. So we're going to offer free meals at this particular restaurant or cafe, mom pop, for a certain amount of time, and we are asking that you make a donation to pay it forward so that we can continue doing this program for other mom pop restaurants and cafes, because we know that it's hard times out here. You have a lot of people that talk the talk, but they don't walk the walk. And so we're actually walking the walk. We've been doing it for over 11 years on social media. We've been getting shadow banned. We've been getting demonetized. So we want to give back, and this is our way of giving back to helping everybody through these trying times with this economy. You know, a lot of churches, they got $100 billion, and you don't see them out here helping the people who are in times of need, but they're still taking in the form of donations. But how's it helping the community? We want to build a community sense where we help each other. We can all overcome. You can't sit around waiting for somebody to save you. You got to save yourself. And this is the way you do it. So by us being able to do these takeovers with Fresh Out Ministries, with the mom pop restaurants and cafes, we want to be able to film, talk to you guys, get your feedback on what's going on right now in society. Hopefully you guys find it in your heart to donate. This donation, which is a pay it forward, will allow us to do other mom pops around the country eventually. But right now we're going to be in Southern California and Los Angeles, Orange County. So hey, reach out to your local businesses there. And if you are out of town in another area and you would like us to come there, if you provide the necessary means, we will come there also and do the same pay it forward. But right now, hey, if you're in locally in Los Angeles, Orange County, hit us up, freshoutseries@gmail.com. You can also make a donation on our link tree on our Instagram at Fresh Out Series. Lockdown's over. Get your yard time in. Exclusively at freshoutseries.com.